There are two articles I want to highlight in this video. The first one here is that the World Health Organization sees concerning COVID trends before winter as hospitalizations rise, where unfortunately many countries have stopped reporting coronavirus data to the United Nations. This is how the WHO aggregates their data, so the numbers we are working with from them are limited. Only 43 countries, less than a quarter of the 194 WHO member states, are reporting COVID deaths to the agency, and only 20 provide information about hospitalizations. And the WHO has identified concerning trends for COVID ahead of the winter season in the Northern Hemisphere. One of the great things the WHO is doing is that they announced a global knowledge sharing platform called CTAP, and they have also secured 3 new licensing agreements to transfer vaccine technologies between countries. Now, shifting back to the US, this is the second article I want to highlight, this one where it says, "Don't tell them I didn't have it on, Biden flaunts not wearing mask after COVID exposure." Where on Tuesday, Biden wore a face mask as he arrived at a White House Medal of Honor ceremony for Vietnam War veteran Captain Larry Taylor, but then the president took it off as he gave remarks about Taylor's service and kept it off as he placed the medal around Taylor's neck, as shown in the picture down there. And then again on Wednesday, he was not wearing a mask following his wife's positive test, where Biden walked into the White House State Dining Room holding, not wearing, a face mask before delivering remarks to a room full of reporters and White House aides on a new contract between unions and shipping companies in West Coast ports. Where he says, "Let me explain to the press, I've been tested again today, I'm clear across the board, but they keep telling me because this has to be 10 days or something, I've got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in," he says while still not wearing the mask. So first, this sets a terrible example. Biden is literally not following the CDC guidelines from a close contact exposure and is snubbing everyone in America. Second, he has a clear misunderstanding of how COVID actually works. He was exposed to his wife, who was positive, and it will take him a few days to test positive on a rapid test as the virus builds up during the incubation phase. So Biden literally could be walking around having transmissible virus, even if he isn't testing positive yet on a rapid test. Because even with PCR, you have to have a high enough viral threshold to be able to first test positive on the PCR. However, you can also be transmitting virus well before then. And then at the end of this article, we get into the finger-pointing game, where the White House spokesperson was asked whether the CDC guidelines for 10 days of masking, which have been in effect for the past year, should remain. And the speaker goes, "Well, that's not for me to speak on. This is something that the CDC decides on. They are the experts." Where the president is literally flaunting CDC recommendations, further delegitimizing the CDC.